All right. Let's roll into social media. If I can exit out of this one. This is your second CE, and we're going to roll through this. I did not want to cut Kyle off because it all rolls together, right? When we're talking about social media, and it was just such good stuff. So why go social? We already covered that. It's because the world needs to hear from you. They need to see you, and people do business with people. I want to cover platforms. Danny, you asked a great question, and I've got some slides to share with you in just a few minutes that go a little bit deeper than what's here, and I'll make sure that it's in y'all's recap email as well, as far as what generations or what genres are on what platforms statistically. And then just the different post types. Kyle briefly covered that, but we'll go that in a little bit detail, when to post, what to post, community. And then we'll briefly go over ads, but and ads can be used to generate leads. If you want to spend the money to do that. We talked the other day, you could do that through Google, you could do it through your social media platforms. You have the ability to spend money in a lot of different ways, but I think that it's really important that you know where's your audience and where is your money best spent. So, and then we'll go over some do's and don'ts real quick. So, again, we've talked about this in branding. You need to know, where are your people? What is your message and where are your people? In fact, I'm just going to show this slide real quick, just so that you guys can kind of be thinking, all right, where are my people? Where do I need to be showing up? Let me pop over here to my, to the emails I just sent myself. Another great person for you guys to follow for content information is Deborah Bird, and she's got Plug and Play. So she posted this the other day, your millennials and your Gen Zs. This is what this is covering. So Danny, it doesn't fully cover, but I know that she's got some other slides that covers the other, the boomers and the X's. But look, your Gen Zs are on YouTube. Who was that just shared that a baby boomer was on YouTube? Yeah, Dan, no, one Danny. Kyle was saying that. That's right, yeah. That boomers are now on YouTube looking for instructions too. But out of the two, the Gen Zers are predominantly on YouTube. Facebook, the millennials, it's my age group, and a little bit younger. Yeah, I'm in. Millennials are one. No, that's right. I'm an X. I'm an X. I have a kid. I have kids that are millennials. Yeah. Y'all are millennials. Yeah. Yeah. That's why Caitlin's looking at me going, you are not a millennial. You can't keep up.
I have to remind her she's not a millennial.
I'm 32, y'all. That's how I feel. That's what matters. And then TikTok. So TikTok is still, I mean, that's a predominantly Gen Z. Huh? Tickety talk. Pinterest, you guys, Pinterest. Yes, Pinterest. Yes. With all of, Caitlin, with all of your budget tips and stuff, Pinterest. Had you thought about that? And then we've got Reddit, and then LinkedIn and Be Real. I don't know anything about those others. X is previously Twitter. So that's listed on here too. Snapchat. I've got several friends that snap all the time. And so it's just not a platform I use, but look, you've got a lot of Gen Zers on Snapchat. And then your millennials, you'll see where they fall, that YouTube is great for millennials. So is Facebook and Instagram. So know your audience and where they are, because you can't be all things to all people all the time. And then here's something else that I will share with you guys that I think is really helpful in your social media is how to grow your following faster. I can
you send that?
Yeah, I was going to say I can just send that.
Okay.
Yeah. It's really small. But it really gives you a checklist to go through. Now, whenever you're seeing all this information, you're like, again, when am I going to have time for all this? I think that this is when you get serious about working on your business and finding a time of the day that you are best at working on your business and have all of these checklists of things that you're going to work on. But again, to keep you from being overwhelmed, what is the 3 most important things that I need to work on right now? And then when you get those 3 things done, give yourself 3 more. But wait till all 3 are completed before you give yourself 3 more, so that you don't end up getting so busy doing the next 3, the next 3, the next 3 that you haven't finished one on the first list of 3s. So the platforms you from on your profiles, remember on your personal, that is going to be more of your personal information. Now, that does not mean that people do not need to know what you do for a living. And on your business page, it doesn't mean that it's all business. Like, mix it up, because people that see your personal profile aren't always going to see your business profile. You don't get to pick and choose who's going to see your stuff. The platforms are going to pick for you. So if you're not showing up for who you are and what you do in both places, then some people might miss it. So it's really important that you're showing who you are, what you do in both personal and a business page. Remember, business pages were established so the platforms could make money. So if you aren't paying to play, your stuff's not going to be in front of them, your people. And you don't get to, like, it's not like you get to send out friend requests on your business page. So your page is going to grow organically and it's going to be slower to grow. So typically you have less people on there. So just keeping business on business, you're missing opportunities.
I'm having such a hard time with the business page and the personal page.
What are you having hard time with? What content to put where?
Yes, because I feel like content on my business page, nobody sees it.
They don't. The chances are, and you get a report on your business page. That's the beauty of a business page. You see how many people see it. Not many people are going to see your business page, and they're going to see it as business unless you're sharing some personal fun on there. So what is the cadence? I mean, for me, I don't even know that I have a cadence anymore, other than I have been trying to be personal about my business on my personal page, like sharing more stories and talking about the benefits of real estate and the wealth building aspect of it, because that's what I firmly believe in. I believe that real estate is a tool for building wealth. I believe that wealth is built one address at a time. And so I'm trying to share more stories about that instead of flyers of loan programs. And so for me, it's a way for me to share my truth and be about business without being so commercial. Does that help you kind of really, like, how can I use storytelling to share with people what I do for a living? Does that make sense?
Yes.
But from a cadence standpoint, I mean, I used to follow the rule of 3 personal to 1 business on my personal page.
On your personal page.
On my personal page, 3 personal posts to 1 business post. You guys don't
share, like if I feel like there's a business video that I want my personal followers to see, then I'll share it. That way it's in both spots. Yeah. Caitlin is saying she'll, like, if she has a good business post or video on her business page, she'll share it on her personal page, which is a good way to get that information out there as well. But if you're going to do that, don't share it without putting commentary with it, because a shared post without something in the comments won't be seen by as many people. And honestly, if you're going to do that, Facebook knows that you're trying to get more viewers without paying for those viewers. So you really need to have a circle of friends in a text group that said, hey, I just posted a really good post. Will you do me a favor and go love the emotions matter and like doesn't count. So you need to love, care, laugh
on my behalf and comment. And then really, if they love you, they would share that out for you also, so that the Facebook or Instagram will notice that this is something people would like to see. And the faster they do that, the more people will see it versus it being suppressed. You only have a short window in order to play that algorithm game. But if you had a buddy system, and it may be your family, maybe friends, maybe coworkers, but if you had a buddy system, you can't abuse it with each other. But if, you know, a couple of times a week you go, hey, I just posted something that I really would like more people to see. Would you go help, show me some love, help me out? Then it's going to help more people help your post show up with more people, to more people. But you guys don't discount the importance of just your face showing up, your profile picture showing up. So let's talk about that real quick. So your page setup for optimum engagement needs to include all of this information. Take a screenshot, but again, you guys are going to get a slide. I'm not going to go over the details with you. You just need to do it. Just get in there and do that. Whatever time tomorrow you're working on your business, or later on today, depending on when you work on your business, you need to go through and update these. While you're at it, if you hadn't done your Google, you need to go do your Google profile too. Just make a profile day. And yay, Carla got verified on Google. I learned some more stuff about Google too, and I'll share with you guys at another date. I attended a class yesterday. It was really, really informative about Google. Anyway, your profile pic, you guys should be from your shoulders up. They need to be able to see your face. If you have a picture of more than just you as your profile pic, then whenever people are scrolling, they're not going to see your face. They're not going to know who it is that just said whatever it is. And they might choose to read and listen to what you just posted if they knew that it came from you, because they find you interesting or they find you funny. So make sure that your profile pic also, whenever you're setting this up, is shoulders up. Speaking of pictures, we still have some room for pictures on Friday. If you have not updated your headshot, or you want to do something that's more seasonal, or you need lifestyle photos, bring your laptop, bring whatever props you want to bring Friday for pictures, but you need to register because we're short on registration, and we're going to have to change some times around because we have a big gap between 1:15. And you'll get tons of photos, and they're incredible photos. And there's stuff that you'll be able to use for so much of your branding. It's authentic branding, lifestyle photos and headshots. Post types. This is another great screenshot. Let me try to move this out of the way in case you guys are doing a screenshot of this information. But here's a good checklist of what to post where. Oh, let me get out of the way. All right. Okay. Most popular social media platforms. There you go, Danny. That's how many people are on Facebook, YouTube. YouTube's catching up with Facebook. Instagram's still down there. But again, know what generations are on what platform when you're trying to get your message out there.
You know, I think my generation, like we were talking earlier, is really getting on board with YouTube because there's so many of us that want to do something, and we go on there to find out how to do it. Yeah. And we can also adapt that to our business in that, how do I buy a house? Mm-hmm. And so I think that's really growing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you guys, YouTube is pretty darn easy to upload too. And what's so great about it is now whenever you have a customer that has a question about option fee, what do I expect? What should I expect to need money-wise up front? You know, all of those questions, or how they even need to deliver that money. Like a lot of people don't realize that, I mean, you got to either write a check. You can't have cash. You got to write a check or get a money order. How many people are running around without a checkbook? Right? I mean, you guys find that all the time. And so how do you provide earnest money and option fee if you don't have a checkbook? Like those little things that you can then copy and paste and put that YouTube link into your email of instructions. So you could YouTube out the entire transaction instead of repeating the same things over and over. And when you do that, you're driving traffic to your YouTube channel, which then is just bumping up your YouTube from an algorithm standpoint. So you could have a whole entire library of all of the things that they need to know during a real estate transaction and provide that library of information. The good part is when you do that, then whenever you post a short, you know, it's just more likely that people are going to see it. Yes, Danny?
I also think that, you know, it brings information to people because so many people, like, for instance, just this week, I had to explain to a person that just a little younger than I am that the difference between a home inspection and an appraisal. They thought it was all the same.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We get that confusion all the time. And I mean, what's the purpose of an option period? It's not just for the inspection. I mean, how many people, golly, the amount of people opting out of a contract right now during option period. But why is that happening? And what can you do to prevent it? I mean, how can you prepare people so that they don't need the option period to decide if they want to buy the house? They're using that option period for the right reasons. Anyway.
Absolutely. And so many of them nowadays, first time home buyers, all especially, are using option period to bring mom and dad by.
That's what I was just thinking. Yeah.
Get mom and dad's approval on it. And of course, dad has to be the home inspector.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Literally. Yeah, literally in Caitlin's in case. Yep. All right. Let's see. I don't know. I think I better do it this way. All right. Whoops. So frequency. Whoop. When and how to post. So you guys, here's the thing, and Kyle touched on it just lightly. Your stories are for you to be able to, if you feel like you're posting too much, I promise you're not, because remember, not everybody is seeing every post that you post. Facebook gets to choose who sees it. And we're not all on at the same time. So even if I were going to see it, if Facebook thought that what you said was relevant to me, if I'm not on at that time and nobody else really, there wasn't a whole lot of engagement, then Facebook's not going to put it in front of me. Okay. So don't feel like you're over posting. And even if you are, people can unfollow you if they don't like your stuff. All I have to do is hit the unfollow button. You're still friends, but they're unfollowing you, or they can snooze you. So don't choose whether or not people want to see you. Just post your truth. Tell your story. Record your videos. So if you do stories are only going to, it's like Snapchat, you know, it's going to disappear after 24 hours. Go ahead and post what you do every day. Because people are nosy and they find other people's lives very interesting, and it distracts them from their own. Right? So it is true. So post on stories. Now, if you have evergreen content, something that you want people, it's not seasonal. Evergreen is not seasonal, right? It stays green. An evergreen tree stays green year round. So your evergreen content, post on a news feed, post on your profile, because that's your billboard. If people see something that they find fascinating that you said, they're going to click on your profile and they're going to see what you're all about, right? So that's your profile grid, or your profile on Facebook. Whenever they click on your name and they see all of your stories, they're probably only going to scroll 1 or 2 times at most. They're going to see what you're all about. And that's the only time that your cadence matters, right? So of business to personal is if someone was scrolling and go, oh my gosh, all they talk about is real estate. I don't even know who this Carla chick is. So all I know is that she's a realtor. I don't know who she is as a human. So, so your evergreen stuff is going to go on an actual news feed or profile post. Stories is for all of the little tidbits of information. Reels is just a good way for you guys to do video that also get stored. I mean, someone could click, it's going to go on your profile, it's going to go on your timeline or your news feed. But those reels also go into another category that just makes it easier for you to download and upload somewhere else.
Those are getting a lot of traffic right now.
And reels are getting a lot of traffic right now. Reels, we're back into the reels hit the algorithms. For a while it was stories, now it's back to reels. You also need to know your audience and what they're doing. Like if your audience is first-time homebuyers, what are moms, you know, or if your audience is stay-home moms, what are they doing during 3:30 to 4 o'clock? Or well, 3 to 3:30. They're sitting in their cars. They're waiting on kids. So if you were going to have a content day and you were going to schedule posts, be thinking of who's my audience for this post and what are they going to be doing during the day and when do I need to schedule this post to go out. Stories, it doesn't matter, but for your post, it does. So who is my ideal audience? Who is this for? And when are they online? And that's when you schedule that post to go out, or set an alarm, keep it in your draft, set an alarm and just post it at that time if you're not going to use the scheduling tool. Another scheduling tool that's not on this list is Canva. So who are your community? There's some other really cool stuff that you can do on Facebook in terms of having friends list, custom list based on new clients, past clients, and partners. You could create your own CRM within Facebook itself. And if anybody wants a one-on-one on that, I'll show you how to do it. But if that's the case, just know what kind of information would a new client need and have that content available and ready to post. What information would a past client want to know? This is all good stuff too. If you're going to record the post, record the video, and you have a CRM, then we're talking about email campaigns, right? Well, this is it. If you know what audience you want to serve and you're creating content for it, multi-purpose it, make it so that it's for social media, but it could be in your campaigns, your email campaigns. And so what if it's a Facebook link to a video that you posted on Facebook? Most people have Facebook, right? Or a YouTube link. Whatever it is, you can multi-purpose this so you're not wasting, but you're not having to spend so much time doing so many different things, repurpose. And then business partners, sharing industry news. I mean, you guys have so many different opportunities to build relationships and become an authority to business partners, but what would that be? I was talking to a coaching, we were talking yesterday in coaching. One of the loan officers got asked to speak at an HOA association meeting. Her realtor partner was asked to speak, and she was asked to go along with them to have these conversations with the property owners for this association. Genius. I mean, how many times do we think about homeowner association presidents as being a good point of contact, a referral partner? We don't have so many of those here, but if you're in another area where there's HOAs, you can be creative. But what information do I have that would be beneficial to my audience, to my community? What to post? You guys, there's so many things that whenever I'm teaching these classes, I'm like, holy cow, I'm doing it wrong. Or I missed an opportunity that I hadn't thought of. Events. Hosting events. You guys could be sharing, y'all could be creating events for your open houses. And the beauty is that people get reminders of what you have coming up. But make your open houses more entertaining instead of just a boring open the door open house. And then whenever you do these, I would so love to sit down and brainstorm a mastermind on a great open house event. Turn them into more of an event, something that people want to show up for. That would be such an incredible mastermind. And if anybody's interested, put it in the chat. If you guys in the room are interested, we'll just schedule some time and we'll round table it out and we'll come up with some really cool strategies for open houses. Because the power is not necessarily in the people that walk through the door. It's the people you talk to in the neighborhood. It's the people in the neighborhood that know that you're holding an open house. It is also your presence on social media and your opportunity. The power is in the promotion itself, not so much how many people walk through the door. And then the follow-up of those engaged, not necessarily those that walk through the door, but those that were engaged in looking to see what the event's all about and clicking interested, right? There's a whole strategy that we could really do to really blow up y'all's open houses. And I was thinking about that whenever I was going through this events. We're underutilizing the event portion of our platforms. But here's what to post. Kyle talked about that in more detail earlier. But here's a whole checklist. Again, you know, maybe we just need to do a marketing mastermind once a week and just really roundtable some of this stuff out. Wouldn't that be fun? Yeah, we just made up a mastermind. So if you guys on Zoom are interested, we just need to roundtable and be more visible. Best practices. Another great slide for you guys to make a picture of. Just went totally blank. Avoid the salesy call to action. If people already know, and I find myself doing this too. If you're interested in more, slide into my DM. They all know that. If they're really interested in what you have to say, they're gonna slide into your DM anyway. Even the trolls, right? So we don't have to say all of those things. It is really important. You guys, sellers do care right now, especially they want to know that you're doing enough to get their houses sold. So if you're promoting their houses, you need to be tagging the seller. And then guess what the seller is going to do? Share it out to more people. What does that do for your algorithms? It just boosted your algorithms because they shared your content. So if you're going to do that, then you really need to text your seller and say, hey, I just made a great post about your house. Would you two, assuming there's two of them, would you please show me some love, show your home some love, and share it out to your friends. And if you have any friends that would mind showing you some love, have them text them and ask them to do the same thing. It just boosts your algorithms and it got their house in front of more people. And you could talk to them on the listing agreement. Hey, these are some of the things that I'm going to do for you. I'm going to play the social media game, but I'm going to need your help. Here are the rules of the game, and here's how I need you to help. And some other ideas on what you guys can do to utilize the opportunities when you get a listing or when you're having an open house for someone else's listing. I think stories are really important. The one idea I had for Preston the other day, he loves to cook. Caitlin's in the kitchen. She does videos in the kitchen often. Whatever room of the house, maybe you like to soak in a tub. So every time you're showing a house, huh? Yeah, no, I'm serious. But how fun would this be if you're in the kitchen doing something crazy because you're just a kitchen person? So every house you ever show and you ever look at, you take a picture, a selfie in the kitchen, and talk about the features of that kitchen. Maybe you're a soaker, a tub soaker, and you get yourself in a tub, in a dry tub. Don't put water in it. Well, that would be kind of cool though. But you do a selfie of you in a bathtub and talk about how cool this master bathroom is. Maybe you're all about pops of color and you just take pictures of the pops of color that you found in this cool house today. Like, make it fun, but those are great stories. Post it. Ads, you can do your ads. You can spend money. Here's some information. Again, you guys are going to get the slides, so you're going to see all of this on the slides, but you can pay to play. And this is how you're going to pay to play. It's a little bit harder to pay to play because of fair housing. And so social media, you can't be as strategic with your target audience. Tips to build your social sphere. Join groups, create your own group, tagging contacts on your post, but please don't spam people. Please don't tag 96 people on your post. Huh? Yes, and at everyone. Don't do that. I do too. So don't be that person. If you don't like it done to you, don't do it to others. And then commenting, always reply to the comment. This part is so important. At the end of I mean, sometimes I wait for a couple of days, but you need to reply to the comments that people make. That engagement matters for your algorithm, and it's just respectful. People took the time to comment on your page. Do them a favor and comment back. Keep it positive. There's a lot of reasons right now to be a little bit negative Nelly, but don't. Use happy emojis because that matters. Remember, likes don't count in the algorithms. Sad and angry will suppress the post. So you want people to love, care, or laugh at your post. Do's and don'ts. Keep informational posts brief and engaging, and link to lengthier post. So you're gonna, but what I have found is it's better to link in the comments, and don't put in the post that you have an outside link in the comments, because Facebook wants to keep everybody, well, and Instagram, they want to keep them in their ecosystem. So if they see that you're trying to draw people outside of their systems, they'll suppress the post. So don't put, for more information, see, click this link. Just put the link in the post. People are going to notice it anyway. Put it in the comments. Okay. If you're sharing relatable and personal posts, or share relatable and personal posts, people like stories. So be a storyteller. Inspire and encourage, don't sell. And work-life balance applies to social content, which is why I said I used to try to strategically do 3 personal to 1 business, but now I think it's just kind of automatic for me to throw some business out there as well. Hashtags work better in some platforms than others, but if you're using the time-saving hack that Kyle shared, where you're just copying and pasting whenever you're posting to the different platforms, go ahead and put your hashtags out there. And that just keeps it easy. You do need to, in your profile, make sure that you have the automatic reply on there, and pay attention to people whenever they do ask questions. Because your page will get suppressed if you have a bunch of questions you don't ever respond to. So here's some other don'ts. Repost marketing flyers that weren't created for social. Make sure that people are going to scroll on their mobile devices most of the time, so it needs to be mobile friendly. So don't do the entire flyer. If you're going to do that, go ahead and zoom in on the important information and put the text part of that into the comments. Okay. All right. Again, this is a link to book an appointment. So if you guys are really wanting to sit down and go over how you could up your social game, then book an appointment. I'm typically booked out 2 weeks in advance. I'm trying to fix that for next year so that I have more time available for your clients and for you guys. So my challenge to myself is not to overcommit so that I'm more available. But don't get discouraged when you go here and you don't see anything available for 2 weeks. It'll be worth the wait, and I'm still available by phone and text between now and the time that we get to sit together. But I just want to encourage you guys, just get out there. You're not going to do it wrong. You're not going to screw it up. You can always hit delete if it's just so awful, but don't ask your family to determine, you don't use your family to determine whether or not what you're putting out there is good, because they see you as they see you. They don't see you how we see you. You know what I mean? Like my kids don't see me as a loan officer. They see me as mom and Mimi, and they're not the best judge of character as to whether or not what I put out there is good or hits the algorithms or reaches my audience.
I had to realize my husband is not my audience.
No, your husband is not your audience. Your kids are not your audience. Your friends may not even see you that way. So be careful who you're asking opinions from, And Brandy and I are happy to help you with any of those questions. We truly do want to help you guys grow your business. So you just need to let us know what it is that you need to help make that happen. We'll help fertilize those seeds that you guys are sowing.
Like a marketing roundtable.
I love that marketing roundtable idea. So I see the chat here. If anybody else is wanting to talk, we'll start with open houses. Because I really think that we're missing some big opportunities in open houses right now, just by being boring with them. I mean, y'all are competing with a lot of festivals. You're competing with football. You're competing with a lot of things, but sellers want to see that you are actively trying to sell their house. So they want these open houses. So how do you have an open house and get people through the door, but also more than anything, getting the house in front of people so you can get it sold. So
that had the idea of how that one lady does like a gallery opening.
Oh, keep doing this.
For the open house.
A gallery of what?
The gallery opening. For an open house. She markets it like that. She puts a lot of money into these open houses.
Yeah. So we need to do it though in a budget friendly way. So we got to find the budget friendly. And I want you guys to do it authentic to who you are. Right? Like, how do you bring your personality to open house and 10X it? We're going to figure that out. We're going to mastermind that. So, all right. Thank y'all so much for being here today. We are 7 minutes over. I totally understand if you guys got a buzz, but I'll